These two things together is called a power. Okay, what's the top number called?
That's the exponent.
Exponent. And what's the bottom number called?
The variable.
It is a variable. It's called what? Base. Yeah, it is a variable here. Let me just say to those of you that have not had me, I do not have that neat first grade teacher writing. Okay, sorry. So if you don't understand what I wrote up there, just ask me. Okay? All right. Let's put that out there right now. All right, this represents repeated multiplication. And that means this. So hopefully you all remember that. These are some other terms that you might not remember. I typed them out. I feel like it's too much work to write them out. So the letter used to represent a value, it can vary. That's why it's called a variable. Term is the parts of an expression that add together. Parts of an expression that add together. So if I had 3 plus x, this is a term and that's a term. Right?
Yes.
If you have 3x to the 4th minus 2x squared plus y, each of these are terms. Okay? Coefficient. When a term is a product of a number and a variable, the number is the coefficient. So what's the coefficient here? 3. What's the coefficient here?
2.
What's the coefficient here?
1.
1. It's not 0, because if it was 0, it would go away. So it's 1. Correct? So you remember those terms just as a reminder. Identity is a statement that shows two equivalent expressions. So we could have something like this. That's an identity. This expression is equal to that expression. Okay. Don't worry too much about that word. But all right. Oh, look, there's a warm-up. Let's see if you can do some stuff on your own for a moment. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. Try it. You can talk to each other. You can talk to each other about it. Let's talk about what this is saying. This is saying negative 13 squared. It's actually saying this. If you are following order of operations, you would square first and multiply by negative 1. That's what this means. 13 times 13.
Okay.
So if you were to whip this on the calculator like this, it will give you a negative number. Because it's following order of operations, which is this. It's squaring the 13 first and multiplying by negative 1. So this is actually equal to negative 169. This one is different. How is this different? So it's telling me now that's what I'm squaring. Negative 13 times negative 13. Okay, this is saying you're going to square negative 13, which will give me a positive 169. So you got to be very, very careful with the difference of those. And when you're in a hurry and you have this and you throw that on the calculator, it's going to give you this when you just got to be careful what it's asking you. So I want you to just be aware of the differences here. You can't put this on the calculator like that. Get it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I remember talking about that in algebra too. All right. Evaluate. That means you put the value of m into this expression right here. So it's just going to look like this. Now I am squaring negative 4 because that is the value of m. I'm squaring negative 4. Plus 5 times negative 4 minus 12. So is that first term going to be positive or negative? Positive, because you're squaring negative 4 and then you're multiplying by 3. It amazes me how order of operations trips up kids. So that's why we're going over it right now. You just got to take your time with it. You know the order of operations. You know what you have to do. Just take your time with it. Okay? All right. You are selling fresh squeezed lemonade at a county fair for $2.50 per glass. Might be important. I'm going to underline it. You spend $180. That's my expense. I'm spending $180 to rent the stand and buy the ingredients and the supplies you need. Write an expression, no equal sign, that shows your profit from selling G glasses of lemonade. I have two things to do here. I have to write an expression, and then I have to find the profit. Two things to do. So this is number one, this is number two. Okay? So, yeah, G, they told me, is glasses sold. So for number one, I got to write an expression, which would be probably the income I'm going to make minus my expenses. Okay, how do I make money in this situation? Well, we're not there yet. But just to write the expression, what's our income? Yes.
You sell glasses at $2.5.
Yes, we're selling glasses of lemonade at $2.50 per glass. So $2.50 times G is my income. Now I'm still on number one. I'm just writing an expression here. What are my expenses? That is the expression. There's no equal sign. That's it. That's part one. Kyle, you good with this? Okay. Part two, it says find my profit if I sell 268 glasses. So I'm going to substitute G with 268 glasses. 250 times 268 minus 180. My profit is $490. Good? All right, simplify the expression. Common terms, okay, you're working with. So I have an N here and an N here. I have 12 N's here. Take away 7 N's. How many N's do I have?
5.
5 N. Okay? Cubed. The cubed are the like terms. This one is different because it's squared. So I have 8R cubed. Take away 9R cubed. How many R cubes do I have?
-1.
Negative 1R cubed. So I took care of those two. And I still have plus 6R squared. There's nothing else I can do. Okay? Next one. What do I got to do here?
Distribute.
Distribute. It's all about distributing. So 9 times T is 9T. 9 times negative 4 is minus 36. Then I'm going to distribute that 6. So I'm going to put a minus sign here. Signs get a little tricky. You know, I don't know how you want to work it. I could change this to plus and negative if it makes me more comfortable. But I'm going to do minus 6T. And then minus 6 times positive 7 is a negative 42. Now I combine like terms. 9T take away 6T is what? 3T. And then negative 36 take away 42 more is what? Minus 78. Okay, this one here, we have A's and we have B's. We have 15 A's. Take away 20A. How many do I have?
-5.
Okay, those are gone. Negative 8B. Add 14B. What do we got? 6B. Okay. Yesterday, a store sold 60 recordable DVDs total. Well, this is a little old. The brand A DVDs sell for $15 each. That might Be handy later. I'm going to put an A right there. And the brand B DVDs sell for $12 each. I'm going to put a B right there. Write and simplify an expression. So I got to write an expression, which means I'm going to have a variable. Okay? Got to write an expression that represents the store's total income for DVD sales yesterday. If X represents the number of brand A DVDs sold. Okay, I'm just going to work on part one before I read this next sentence. So I know that X represents brand A sold. If there was a total of 60 sold yesterday, how can I represent brand B sold? Ian, what were you going to say? Same thing. 60, take away brand A, which is X, will represent brand B. So 60 minus X equals brand B sold. So I'm just representing those two right now, and then I have to write an expression that represents the store's total income. How's the store making money? It's doing what?
Selling DVD.
These two, right? Okay, so the income is going to be A plus B. And how is A represented? By X. Let's stop there. Do we know how much each A video is? So if we're talking about income, we have to multiply this X by what? 15. How much is each B DVD? So it's going to be 12 times what we are choosing to represent B with. So 12 times 60 minus X. Income is A plus B. A is worth $15. B is worth $12. Now I simplify. So it's 15X plus 720 minus 12X. Combine the x's. It's 3x plus 720. That is part one right there. This is a hard one. Probably a harder one that you'll see right now. Okay, now if I got to find out the income, if 38 brand A's were sold, how do I do that? What does X represent? Brand A. So 3 times 38 plus 720 equals $834. And I get 2/3 X equals 12. Dividing by a fraction is ugly. What do you do to get rid of that fraction? Ian.
Multiply by 3.
No, you
Oh, you can do that. Yes, but I want you to think of another, yeah, you can do that, but what's another way to do it? Yes, because we're going to be working with reciprocals later, so I wanted to just say multiply by 3/2. Ian is like, just get rid of the denominator, which you could do also. Do you remember getting rid of a fraction by multiplying by its reciprocal?
Yeah.
That equals 1, okay? So these basically equal 1. This is 12 times 3, which is 36, divided by 2.
18.
18.
It's 18.
Hopefully this will be pretty basic for you. Minus 9, 4x equals 12.
This is easy.
X equals 3. No problem with this stuff.
I didn't have to do that.
Okay, your total cost for a book, including 6% sales tax, is $23.32. What was the price of the book before sales tax was added? So you know that you have a book and you add tax, and it equals 23.32. Correct?
Yes.
I don't know how much the book is. I know that tax is 6%, so I got to take the book and add the tax. And that equals 23.32. Or you could just start with this. I combine those two, and then how do I get x by itself? Divide by 1.06. And x would be $22.
If you round up.
I don't know, I don't remember.
Plus it says -20.
Yeah.
Okay? Questions on that? I know I'm going kind of fast, but I think you remember a lot of it, I'm hoping.
It's all
Yes,
clear.
it
I
is.
think I wanna go.
As in, I don't remember when this was. Wait, is this the algebra one?
It's review. All right, solution means you got to find out what y is. Find y. So you got to solve. Y is on both sides of the equation. Let's get rid of 8y.
I don't know why.
I like to try and avoid negatives if possible. So I usually get rid of the bigger one. Yeah, you might end up with 1 anyway. But 13y, take away 8y is 5y plus 9. Now what? Subtract 9. Negative 25 equals 5y. And y equals what?
-5.
Negative 5. Doable, yes? Oh, the next one involves fractions. We should do it. Not bad. So if you distribute the 4, you get this plus 5x. So I distributed the 4 on the left side of the equation. Distribute the negative 3 on the right side of the equation. You get that. Combine these two. And then you can, I forgot my 3. You can choose what to do next. It doesn't matter. You'll end up with the same answer as long as you do the math correctly. And I'll just tell you what you end up here. You end up with 6/10. I know, I'm not done yet. You end up with 6/10. Do you want me to finish it? I can. I mean, I think I just did this. I subtracted 3x from both sides. You might go a different way. It doesn't matter. Then you add 36 to both sides. And I got 10x equals 6. And when you reduce it, you get 3/5.
I just got 0.6, but.
Okay, this one is like the grand finale. Are you ready?
Yeah.
These notes actually I borrowed from Mrs. Luxon. And she likes to put like some of these challenging problems at the
I
end.
have one last year too.
It's kind of fun
She
though.
didn't like me.
Okay.
I wonder why.
Yes, Ian. You and your brother. Yeah, let me explain it, okay? All right. It takes you 45 minutes to mow your lawn. And it takes your brother 30 minutes to mow the lawn. Maybe. How long does it take you to mow the lawn if you have 2 mowers and worked together? You might have an answer already, but I'm going to show you how I set this up, okay? So, T is the time mowed, total. So you have to think of a rate for both you and your brother. So your rate, how fast do you mow the lawn?
30 minutes.
No, you take 45 minutes. So you do 1 lawn in 45 minutes. You might be able to do it a different way. You let me know if you figure it out a different way. Your brother's rate, how fast does he do it?
30 minutes.
So he does 1 ln in 30 minutes. So you want to know how fast you and your brother together can mow 1 lawn. So you plus brother equals 1 lawn. So I got to use the rate and the time that they're mowing. I don't know how long it's going to take them to do the lawn. So I'm going to use your rate is 1 out of 45 minutes. This is my time for the 1 lawn. Because this is how fast I go. I don't know how long it's going to take me together with my brother. Plus my brother's time for the 1 lawn together equals 1. So it's kind of like a weird problem. Okay, so here's where clearing fractions is very handy. Do you remember clearing fractions? I want to get rid of those denominators. What do both these numbers go into? Nope, bigger. Big. They both go into 90, right? So if I multiply all of this by 90, it'll get rid of that ugly fraction on the bottom. 90 times 1 divided by 45 is what? 2. So when I multiply that, I'm going to get 2t. Much prettier. Now I do 90 times 1 is 90 divided by 30 is what? 3t equals 1.
Oh, I get it now. It was 5.
Oh,
It would take 5 minutes.
90 times 1 is 90. Yeah, that would be ugly. Okay. So now I add these together. 5t equals 90. Divide by 5. It takes them together 18 minutes. Wasn't that a doozy?
What, your brother couldn't start